before we begin, I just need to make a couple of announcements. Let's see, that our junior club at the high school will have their meeting this Friday from 2:30 to 2:50. And they are also having a fundraiser, so if you can pass the word around, they are having the fundraiser at Freddy's on Sunday. It's from 4 to 8. And they have to tell the person that's taking the order that is for the club that's doing the fundraiser, for them to get the credit. I believe they're going to get 15% of whatever you order. So if you pass that out, that would be fantastic. Yes, Sylvester.
What was the time again?
4 o'clock to 8 p.m. And it's Sunday, the 14th of December. Okay.
Thank you.
And also want to thank everybody that participated Sunday for our Christmas social. We thought it went very well. The group that did meet, we had great food and fun playing bingo with some very cute prizes. It was fun. It's a way for us to relax. And I believe that's all I have to say for news. Right now, we'll go ahead and honor our H.O.B.Y scholarship. Farrell?
I present Mrs. Crystal Holzer. She is the Freshman Success Academy counselor at the high school. She worked with ninth graders. So we wish you the very best with that. She's also responsible for seeking out and finding the H.O.B.Y Youth Leadership Camp attendee. She will introduce the person that we're going to scholarship this year. So Mrs. Holzer.
Yes, so the H.O.B.Y Leadership Academy meets over the summer at Kansas State University. They actually meet all over the nation, but the Kansas one meets at Kansas State, and it provides students an opportunity to come together, meet other high school students, and they do all sorts of different activities and learn about what leadership is, what good quality leadership looks like, and how they can go out and then be a leader in their community, in their high school. And so every year we nominate a sophomore to go to Kansas State for the academy. And so we as freshmen teachers, our leadership team comes together and we talk about, okay, who had a really great freshman year and who really stood out as a leader, as someone who inspired other freshmen to do their best. And so this is Jaelynn Rhone, who is a sophomore currently, and I'll let her tell you about herself in just a minute and kind of what she wants to do after high school and stuff. Jaelynn was a part of she still is, a part of our student to student. It's called S2S. And so when we're a very transient school, we get lots of military coming in. And so that can be overwhelming, especially a school of our size. So the students like Jaelynn are mentors. And so when a new student moves in, they show them around the building, they show them to where all their classes are, they tell them kind of what to expect throughout the day, and then they do different activities with them for a week or two to get them adjusted before they then go on to their regular advisory class for the rest of the year. Jaelynn also was very active in helping us with our incoming eighth graders who are going to be freshmen, and she toured them around the school as well. For what is called our bridge days, and that gives the eighth graders an opportunity to see the building and hear from high school students what they can expect when they become freshmen. So this is Jaelynn Rhone. Jaelynn, do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Jaelynn, go ahead.
So first of all, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Jaelynn Rhone, and I am a sophomore at Johnson High School. I am in the Business, Post Service, and Hospitality Academy, and I want to go to Howard when I graduate from the high school. Currently, I am in debate. I have just been inducted into NHS, and I am also in K Club and S2S. K Club is a group where we give back to the community because we know that the community, that we are given so much and we are able to bless other people. in any way we can. I am also part of the youth department at my church's at my church, Manhattan Christian Fellowship, and in that church, we give back to the community. We do different things like food drives, clothing drives, supply drives to give back to schools, to give back to people who are in need. And like I said, I plan on trying to apply to Howard University because I feel like I could really grow and learn from Howard University. I can learn how to communicate better. I can learn how to be able to understand people. And the reason I want to go to H.O.B.Y is for those exact reasons. I want to be able to understand people's perspectives and not have my own opinion be biased. I want to be able to hear people out and not just stick to the way people told me I should hear things out. I want to be able to create my own perspective on the world, and I want to be able to use that perspective to make things better. Because I want to become a lawyer so I can make things easier for people to understand. I want to become a lawyer because I know that can help change a lot of perspectives. It can change a lot of injustice that happens because people have biases in the world. And ultimately, I want that to lead to me becoming president of the United States of America. Because I know that if I become president of the United States of America, I can become the person that people can look up to. I can become a better role model for people who need someone who looks like them, all right.
Good job.
I'm just kind of excited. Somebody who looks like them, somebody who shows emotion to them, someone who can be real with them. And I just want to say thank you.
Jaelynn, could you say? That's all right.
She's very good.
And so I'm just excited. Thanks. Sorry.
And okay. Do you want us over here, Farrell?
Yeah.
Okay. Crystal, do you want to
Picture.
come over here?
Yeah.
And
Want to get the whole family.
okay,
So Jaelynn, come around to the front.
front.
So you take your picture.
We may want to move that for you.
So while they're coming up and while we're posing for the picture, sir, do you want to tell a little bit, and then Mom, a little bit about Jaelynn?
Sure, yeah. You want to say something?
I got it.
So Jaelynn, she has always been the way she is now. She's always been like that since she was younger. She has a nickname, Miss President. Everybody calls her. She said that she wants to be president, so we can't remember. She is very great with her words. She has a passion for people and helping other people. We are just very proud of her. She's very focused on what she wants, very goal oriented. So that has helped us as parents. We haven't had to, she's on top of us if anything. So we're just thankful for the opportunity for her to go to H.O.B.Y because her leadership skills are beyond what I've seen as an educator myself. To see a young person at the age of 15 so driven and so focused, it's really good to see. It's very rare, and we're just happy and excited and thankful all.
Where do you teach?
I teach at Washington Elementary.
And what grade?
Third grade. I don't teach third grade. It's my 7th year induction. So we love this community. I've been a part of it. I know a lot of people in the community. For my child to now be a part of this community because she started in Manhattan, now we're in Junction City. Come to see her grow. Her passion continues to be pushed here in this community. So it's been really good.
Sir?
I wrote down my words because I don't know.
Okay. That's okay.
But watching Jaelynn grow up, I'm so proud of her. Watching her grow up, even from just like 2 and 3 years old, we used to say this I am affirmation that we created in our house. And it would be things like, I am a leader, I am smart, I am brilliant, I am resilient, And so I see you guys have your optimist creed. We kind of have our Rhone creed at home where we affirm ourselves as leaders, but not only as leaders, just as people who are going to make an impact. And from the beginning, my daughter Jaelynn has embodied everything that affirmation stood for. She's brilliant. She's naturally funny. She carries a spirit of optimism that lights up a room. Her ambition isn't rooted in vanity. It's grounded in purpose. I've always known that whatever Jaelynn sets her mind to, she will achieve, without a doubt. Um, when we took her to Washington, D.C., she fell in love with the rich history. And while visiting friends, she sparked an interest for Howard University that only fueled her dreams even more. She's so inspired to attend Howard and have set her sights on becoming the President of the United States. She is destined to make a major impact in this world. I say, remember the name Jaelynn Nicole Rhone, because you will hear it again.
Oh, well, good job. All right, anybody else, do you want to say anything about your sister? No, okay, so I'm gonna reposition you. So, sir, if we have you come over here, we're gonna do it on this banner. Ma'am, thank you. And then we'll get the big guy in the middle. Thank you, sir. Come this way. Let's get you next to mom, just reverse. There we go. Great, thanks. Okay, Jaelynn, let's get you in here. Soldier. All right. Presenter, let's get you over here. Do the presentation. Yeah, okay. All right, and we can get the word club in there. Yeah, what do you get? All right. All righty.
You know, from landscape, you can get it, but.
Yeah. 17.
Turn your phone. Just turn your phone, because landscape.
Yeah, I'm okay. Righty, here we go. Everybody smiling.
Cheese.
Whoop. One more. Got it. Thank you. That was good. Oh. Yeah, one more.
Yeah, sorry.
All righty. Crop out the coffee cup. Here we go. One more. There you go. Thank you. Congratulations, Jaelynn. So, stay.
Whatever's.
I'll let you go out before we start the rest of the meeting. Thanks for the congratulations. What we would like to do is have you done the leadership academy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Come back. As we move forward. Email. Actually, if you follow the email that I sent you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, I'll see you later. See you later. You're bullseye.
Yes, sir.
I worked there for 13 years. Yeah. Good job. Are you in your sister? You're, what's the difference?
When it's a computer, that's the difference.
Unfortunately, I can't remember those days. All right, Crystal, whenever you're ready.
Trying to think of it, so it's anything that will help.
No, I can buy it. Send your name.
I'll see you later. See you a little bit. Okay. Yes, sir.
So my name is Crystal Holzer. I am a 1996 graduate from Junction City High School. So when we were back in the old building, I am currently the freshman counselor, and so I only work with freshmen. The way that the high school is set up, we have 4 academies. So we're in an academy model, which is different than what it was when I was in high school, and maybe some of you if you attended Junction City. So we have the Freshman Success Academy that all freshmen come into from Fort Riley Middle School and Junction City Middle School. And then we have the Business, Public Service, and Hospitality Academy that houses pathways like we have our JRTC pathway there. We also have our law enforcement, we have business, finance, and then that also houses all of our foreign languages. And then our fashion and design is in there, as well as culinary arts. And so if you want to be a baker, if you want to be if you want to go into fashion and design, if you want to go into sort of business and finance, then that would be your academy. At the end of freshman year, when they go to enroll in their classes, they are then placed into the academy by what they want to do as their career. So it's very future focused. So if a student comes to us and says, I want to be an accountant, then they would be put into the finance pathway, and their classes would be in the BPSH Academy. The other academy we have is Science, Engineering, and Health. And so if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a doctor, they have the opportunity to get their CNA license by the time they graduate. That's also where we house our mechanics, our welding, construction classes, as well as our agriculture pathway, which is a really big pathway right now with FFA. They have a brand new greenhouse out back that's new. And so then we have our final academy is the Fine Arts and Human Services. And that's going to be if you want to go into music, theater, the arts, of course, and then also if you want to go into teaching, social work, those types of human services careers. And so, like I said, the student does these activities that are called, it's part of their IPS, their individual plan of study, and they do activities the entire year, every year, that, okay, what do I want to be? What do I think I'm good at? What am I passionate about? Where can I then go to college or trade school, a tech school, whatever I need to be able to become that career? And then based off of those, we as the counselors also help them choose their classes. Okay, you say you want to go and be in construction management, so these are the classes that you should take while you're here with us at Junction City High School, and they're placed into that pathway, into that academy. And so they have a cohort that they are with, like-minded people. So that's a really great way for them to be with other kids who have similar interests. And then they're getting to complete a series of classes that by the time they graduate, or by the time they're a senior, they have internship opportunities. Some of those internships are even paid with our community members. And some of them have the opportunity to get certifications, like welding certifications, their nursing certifications, things like that. So it's a really great opportunity. My job as a counselor is a little bit different with the freshmen. The counselors in the other academies, they have those kids 10th through 12th grade. So once a student is placed in the academy, that counselor will be with them until they graduate for, they'll be with them for 3 years. So they're really working with them on making sure that they're going to graduate and graduate on time, because that's the #1 expectation. And then also making sure that they're starting to, when they get to senior year, that they're filling out, scholarship applications, that they are doing college applications, that they understand that whole application process, because some of our students, don't know that. My job is really focusing on the transition into high school, because it can be a pretty big transition. This year's freshman class is pretty big. I have 460 freshmen. The recommendation for the American Counselors Association, School Counselors Association, is that you have a ratio of 250 students to 1 counselor. So we're pretty big. So it's a lot of work, but so part of the things that we do to help them transition, we have bridge days, which Jaelynn helps with. And so the students come over and they'll do this in the spring. The middle schools will come over 1 team at a time, because they have teams over at the middle schools. And they will tour the building. They'll hear a presentation from the freshman principals, Mr. Sturgis and Miss Wagers, kind of what to expect for freshman year, kind of the expectations that we have for our students. And then they'll take a tour of the building. And if you haven't been in the new high school, it's a 1/3 of a mile long, I believe they said, or a 1/4 of a mile long. And we have students from each academy then set up tables with trifolds and big presentations of their pathways. So we have 15 different pathways in the school. So for example, the engineering pathway, they will have tables with all the robots and drones and things that they have. And so the eighth graders will then tour the building and they'll stop at the tables and hear a presentation from the upperclassmen who are in those career pathways. The hope is then that they get to not only see the building and the facilities, but they also get to hear from kids who are focused on a career, because the goal is you're going to get out into society and you're going to have a career and be a productive citizen in society. And then they also hear from the kids who are in the different clubs and activities, so we want them to join as many clubs as they can manage in their schedule. And then they'll also hear from Chris Bogenhagen, who is our athletic director, about the different athletics opportunities that they have, because we do offer more than what they can do in the middle school. So that's Bridge Days. And then my job really with freshmen is I watch them. I collect a lot of data. I watch their grades, I watch their attendance, and I start to look for trends of, okay, who is possibly struggling. And then I will pull them in, or Mr. Sturgis or Ms. Wagers will pull them in, and we'll just try to get to know them. Hey, what's going on that we're starting to see? Maybe we're not attending a school, we're missing a lot of classes, or our grades are starting to slip. And then we'll try to we'll work with the teachers to try to put in some strategies to help that student hopefully find their way and improve those grades and that attendance. The Freshman Academy is set up kind of like the middle schools in that we're set up in teams. We have 4 teams, A, B, C, and D. And so what that means is that their math, science, English, and communications teacher is all the same. So even though they're in high school, we still have almost a middle school set up like teams like they're used to at the middle schools. And that's to also help with that transition. So even though we have 460 students within the Freshman Academy, their team is smaller. So they're seeing similar students in those 4 core classes. And that hopefully also builds community amongst those students. Their advisory teacher is also then one of those people on their team. Advisory meets every day, and that's kind of like a homeroom. That's where they do those individual plan of study activities, those self-exploration activities, and they also then have time to catch up on homework and go take tests and things like that they might have missed. So, but I welcome your questions. If you have any questions about the high school, yes.
You said 4 core classes. What other classes are available?
So we have a lot. So they take 8 classes a semester. We are set up in a blue-white day schedule, so they see 4 teachers a day. So they will have, and I'm just talking about freshmen at this point, they'll have their 4 core classes. They have to have a math and English, and then they have to take biology, and then they have to take communications. That's a graduation requirement, which is a public speaking class. And so then there are 4 electives. That's part of my job, is to help. I go as when they're 8th grade of, okay, what do you think you want to be? What are you interested in? And sometimes the student will say, I have no idea what I'm interested in. I'm gonna say, well, now we're gonna try just a little bit of everything and see what you like and what you don't like. So we have freshmen can take welding, intro to law. Freshman year is a lot, and sophomore year, a lot of the introductory classes to the pathways. Intro to healthcare. So if you wanted to go into nursing, doctors, we have a lot of students who want to be physical therapists and sports medicine types of jobs. So that's a popular pathway right now. We also have foreign languages. They can take Spanish, French, or German. We also have a pretty popular class called Spanish for Heritage Learners, and that's a class for students who they already speak Spanish, but they want to get better in their literacy in Spanish. So that class is only taught in Spanish. There's never any English in that class. And then we have finance classes they can take, business essentials, entrepreneurship, and then weightlifting is a popular one, and PE. The health class is a graduation requirement, and that's that basic how to take care of yourself, have healthy relationships, and things like that. Culinary essentials is probably one of our most popular ones. We have 2 large kitchens in the building, and those classes always fill up. So the culinary essentials is that intro to cooking class, and they get to eat their work, so they like that. And then fashion and design, sewing, and intro to trade skills is that basic learning how to use tools. They have to take the OSHA test, show that they can use tools safely. And they have to take that class before they can do the automotive and construction classes. Trying to see if there's any. Oh, and then our intro to agriculture class is very popular as well. We have a lot of students who want to be veterinarians. And so those are the kids who are in FFA. And by the time they're seniors, they're dissecting cow hearts and learning about all the different parts of the animals. And so then we have our music classes and our art classes. We have sculpture. I love the sculpture class because you never know what they're making. It's one day they're using pipe cleaners and hot glue guns, and the next day they're building out of cardboard boxes. Yesterday, when I went by, they were taping each other, and I thought they were in the hallways and they were taping each other up, like tape, their whole bodies. And I was like, what are you people doing? I thought they were messing around, and it was in a sculpture assignment. And then they took the tape off, and it was the shape of the person. It was fascinating. I love watching that class. And then we have the choir and band and orchestra classes as well. So there's tons to choose from. And by the time you're seniors, they have the opportunity. By the time you're a senior, really, you should only have English and government. And so then they have the rest of the day to take college classes. We have a partnership with Cloud County Community College here in town, where our juniors and seniors can take college classes. And so my son graduated last year, and he already had 9 hours under his belt from Cloud, and I appreciated that because we pay for it, or the school pays for it, so that was wonderful. And then they have an opportunity to do internships. We have internships out on post and with the Corps of Engineers, and we have internships here in town with Kanza and the hospital, and all sorts of opportunities for them to get out into the work field and start practicing that career that they're interested in.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You said 4 languages?
We have German, French, and Spanish. Yeah. We had a sign language class years ago, but we haven't been able to continue that.
That's 3. What's the 4th one?
Well, the 4th one is the Spanish for heritage learners. So they're students who already speak Spanish, but they're practicing their writing in Spanish. They're improving their literacy in Spanish, but they're already Spanish-speaking students. So, other question?
Crystal, students are not locked in once they're in academy. They get into an academy and they think, I want to do this, and then describe the flexibility of moving from one to another.
Mm-hmm. So you are allowed to, even though you are placed into an academy, you are allowed to take classes from other academies. So we have some students who want to be doctors, and they're in the Science, Engineering, and Health Academy, but they're still allowed to take orchestra and art and other classes in other academies. If you have a student like my son who could not decide what he wanted to do, and he changed his mind every year, you are allowed to do that. I appreciated that because he changed his mind in high school when it's free and not in college when it costs you time and money. So right now he's in construction management.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. At one point he was teacher and then doctor, and so I can't remember. So at the end of the year, they're allowed to say, I've tried those classes. I don't think that's for me anymore. So now I want to, so he was in every academy at one point. Yeah, I think he was in every academy. But I appreciate that because he did that for free and not like his mother who at K-State I changed my major 3 times at K-State. And I think most people change their majors and it costs them time and money, so.
That was my follow-up, because I know that you didn't always start out to be a counselor. So describe your change of profession as you move through the education years.
Yeah, so I was at Junction City Middle School as the choir teacher. You were there back then, I think, way back then, yeah. And then I was invited to teach a class called AVID, which stood for Advancement via Individual Determination. And it was a course that helped students who are kind of in the middle, kind of C students, not super advanced, but also not super struggling, but had a desire to go to college, some first generation students. And so then I taught that for several years. And I had never planned on leaving the middle school. I really loved teaching middle school kids. But then I was asked to move to the high school with Avid. And so then I did that. And then we decided just after COVID, Avid got really expensive, and it was just something that we decided that we could still give those Avid strategies to our students without the course. So Avid went away, and I was invited to interview and apply for a Grow Your Own Counselor program. So this is with a partnership with Fort Hays State University. I get to practice being a counselor, so this is my 3rd year, while I'm taking my school counseling classes through Fort Hays State University. And so hopefully I will graduate. I will graduate in December of next year. My internship will be in the fall of next year. And so I'm getting to practice being a counselor while I'm learning all the different school counseling things. So I'm really enjoying it. And I feel like it was a natural fit because what I did with Avid was helping students get to college and career. And that's what I get to do now with counseling. So.
Do you still use your music?
I do sometimes, yeah, not as often, but I still like sing sometimes in church. And so, yeah, but my son is at Junction City Middle School now, my middle one, and we went to their band and choir concert last night, and that was fun. So,
Other questions, folks? Thanks for all you do, Crystal.
sure.
Appreciate it.
And before we close out, this is for our scholarship. And pull out a ticket. I need the last 3 numbers. Please.
Okay. 219.
I guess that's me.
All right. And we will meet next week, and that will be our last one for the year until we meet in January. So have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotcha.